Hey guys, so I forgot some things in the first video, so I just decided to go ahead and make another one instead of having to redo that one and then try to get it all in the time constraint. So, yes, changes on the natural transition. Obviously, in the last video, if you've already watched it, you noticed that I mentioned that I have gotten chest hair, and yes, that is one of the things. Also, lately my voice has been cracking a lot. Not really like, whenever you imagine a boy going through puberty and it like cracks really bad, it hasn't happened like that yet. But whenever I'm talking, like, my inflection will go up and down, and I'm not even like intentionally doing that. It's just my voice changing. So yeah, that has been one of the things. It's actually been kind of frustrating because it seems like my throat is never wet enough. It seems like it's always constantly dry, and even if I drink plenty of water, like 8 bottles of water while I'm at work, which I have done before, it just doesn't seem to work. So yeah, that's been frustrating. And then also, of course, my hemoglobin levels are still up, and so I get shortness of breath pretty easily. Just because of the supplements and the stuff I'm taking. So I have to be careful about that. And of course, there's actually one time whenever I was in the middle of a speech and I was like in front of a bunch of people and I started getting shortness of breath, and it was so embarrassing, but I just kind of kept talking and talking faster and just ended it pretty quickly after that. That way I wouldn't have to, pass out in front of everybody, because that would have been bad. But yeah, so that's been something that's been bothering me lately, is just the shortness of breath and having to actually use the inhaler and everything so that I can actually breathe. My mom and I actually had a discussion today about what I'm going to do for Christmas, and this weekend my grandparents on my dad's side are having their Christmas and everything, and I can't go, and even if I could, honestly, I probably wouldn't, just because that side of the family isn't very accepting, like I've told you guys before. So I've chosen not to go to that, and obviously I'm working anyways. But my grandparents here, which are my mom's parents, they are going to be here for Christmas Day, and they are going to be making, a Christmas meal and everything, and I don't really know if I want to go. For one, they don't accept me for who I am, and my cousins aren't going to be there, so, it's just going to be my parents and my grandparents, and so it's going to be awkward, and I know that at some point, I'm either going to have to decide whether or not I'm going to keep having them in my life if they continue to be unsupportive about it, and that's what my mom and I were talking about earlier today, and, we actually had a decent conversation. Like, it didn't turn into an argument or into yelling or anything. We actually got our feelings out, and we know how each other feel about things. They're having a hard time dealing with the whole process, and me, wanting to be a guy, and I'm having a lot of problems dealing with the process of them not accepting me as a guy. And I've told them before that, I don't expect them to call me Skylar all the time. I don't expect them to use guy pronouns, because it's going to be hard to remember. And I know that they're going to make mistakes, but I expect them to at least try to call me Skylar. And that's all that I want right now, is just for them to just at least try to call me by Skylar. And I don't even care about the guy pronouns or anything else, just to try that much. And I voiced that to her, and I don't know, it's kind of frustrating because she doesn't, I guess, see where I'm coming from. And I feel like I'm being more than generous. I feel like I'm meeting them more than halfway, and that I'm not asking very much at all, and then they won't even budge a little bit, and, we meet a little bit in between at all. So that kind of blows. But she ended up having to go to a doctor's appointment, so we didn't get to finish our conversation, but it actually went pretty well, what little we did talk about it, and so that was kind of exciting, I guess. But as it is right now, I don't think anything has changed, and I don't think it's going to anytime soon. So I'm gonna have to come to a decision of whether or not I want to spend Christmas Day with my grandparents and eat dinner with them and everything. Yeah. Basically, the whole reason why it's a hard decision is I love my grandparents, and you know, they're always gonna be family, but my mom's side of the family hasn't really experienced anything that my dad's side of the family has. Like, I've not been to family functions at my dad's side for a while now, so they're kind of used to it. My mom's side of the family, though, I have always gone and everything, but it's getting to that point where it's getting harder and harder to put up with, and so I don't know if I can do it. I'm already like super stressed out and very hormonal in a guy sort of way, not really in a girl sort of way. It's kind of weird because like I actually know the difference, and it's kind of weird to be able to in some ways be able to identify with both sides of it. So I don't know, that's kind of weird, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to decide that, and that's pretty much all the updates. Besides, seems like there was one more thing, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yes, one thing that I really actually forgot in the last video. Another thing that I have noticed with the natural transitioning and the supplements and everything is that, you know, whenever you work out, you sweat, obviously, and girls, they have a different scent than guys do, and it's a more girly scent. It's not like a musky guy type smell. Well, I've started noticing that whenever I'm working out, I sweat faster, I have more tolerance for the workouts, I have more stamina and all that, and then also I smell more like a guy, which is cool, but then at the same time it's just, I don't know, it's kind of frustrating because you sweat faster, so I don't know. Yeah, that part right there is kind of frustrating, but it's something I'm getting used to, and obviously it's something that I'm going to have to get used to because I'm going to have to deal with it the rest of my life. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. So anyways, I think I'm for real done this time, maybe. No, one more thing, just kidding. Sorry. It's just there's so much to update about and I totally forgot about everything. I wrote a note or a letter to the members of my family on my dad's side that don't accept me for who I am, and it basically explains to them why I'm not going to be seeing them for the holidays and how I feel about the way that they have treated me, and that, you know, I'm finally taking a stand and I'm not going to put up with it anymore, and if they do change their mind and they choose to treat me like a human being, then I might actually be back in their lives, but until they decide to do that, then I pretty much won't. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous about sending those. I don't know what's going to happen, and at the same time I'm relieved that I finally wrote them a letter so that they know exactly how I feel about the way they treat me. But yeah, anyways, that's it, seriously, this time. Peace out.